Steam updated its shopping cart page with a banner under the Continue to Payment button that says you only get a license for the game you're buying. Since checkout banners are trending, we're thinking of putting one up ourselves. Thoughts on this one? The banner says, a purchase of a digital product on GOG grants you its offline installers, which cannot be taken away from you. I really don't know how Steam is going to survive this beef. GOG is out here throwing haymakers, going for the jugular, putting the absolute hurting on Steam. Hello fellow travelers and welcome to the Hard Light Network. In today's video guys, we are talking about the absolutely brutal first degree mogging that GOG perpetrated against Steam the other day. For those of you who have been following my channel over the past few weeks, you have seen the absolute state of modern gaming. Many companies have been moving towards selling revocable licenses rather than permanent products through online stores like Steam. And whereas the likes of Steam are laying down and rolling over like good little dogs, the absolute units over at GOG are standing proud and defending consumer rights. But before we get into it guys, if you want to support this channel, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to go that extra mile, there is a super thanks option below. But without any further ado, let's get into the video. We can get the skinny from this Tom's Hardware article entitled Steam Checkout Banner Clarifies You Don't Own the Game You Buy. GOG takes a jab at Steam, saying it gives users offline installers that cannot be taken away. And I quote, Steam updated its shopping cart page with a banner under the Continue to Payment button that says you only get a license for the game you're buying. According to a Reddit thread that discussed this change, the company made this change apparently due to a new California law. AB 2426 states that a seller of digital goods cannot use the terms buy, purchase, or any other term which a reasonable person would understand to confer an unrestricted ownership interest in the digital good. Furthermore, it says sellers must provide consumers with a clear, conspicuous statement when purchasing. And to tell you the truth guys, my personal motivation for harping on this issue so much over the last few weeks is precisely because of how much skin in the game I've got. Compared to the average Steam user, I have an absolutely massive library of games. And while I've always known that the multiplayer elements of these games could go offline, it's absolutely infuriating to know that I've got a bunch of licenses that can be revoked at any time for any reason. And while some people are firmly in the denial stage, while others are smugly saying that this has always been the case, I, like many of you, have always been under the impression that when I bought a game, it was mine. Safe to say, when that California law passed and the man behind the curtain was revealed, it changed how I look at purchasing games.
It became personal with me.
Since Steam only sells licenses to the games on its platforms and not permanent ownership, it must implement this change to avoid legal trouble in California. Because of this, it added a small banner on the Your Shopping Cart page which says, a purchase of a digital product grants a license for the product on Steam. It means you do not own the game you bought on the Steam platform. You're only granted a license to use it on your device. Steam clearly states on the Steam subscriber agreement page that games purchased through the platform are licensed. The difference is that Steam must make it visible to the consumer with AB 2426, not buried under the Steam subscriber agreement page that most users do not read. And you know what guys, I honestly have no idea what kind of effect this will have on the platform as a whole going forward. Will this new understanding in the licensing agreement cause a mass exodus from Steam? Will the convenience or mere familiarity with its user interface be enough to keep people around? I honestly don't know, because while I've seen a lot of people openly saying that they're going to start pirating games more frequently now, a lot of people have pretended like they've known this was a thing the entire time. The idea to me that this was just common knowledge and the average consumer has been buying games at full price that they know they will not own permanently is kind of mind-blowing to me. And like a lot of people have said, I don't know how you justify paying full price for a rental. Meanwhile, GOG took the opportunity to take a jab at Steam on X, teasing, since checkout banners are trending, we're thinking of putting one up ourselves. Thoughts on this one? The banner says, a purchase of a digital product on GOG grants you its offline installers, which cannot be taken away from you.
Let's end this. I'm about to end this man's whole career.
Done.
What career? But I'm not a rapper. What career? Look.
You got a point right here. It is.
Boom. Bam. Bop. Bada bop. Boom. Pow.
I really don't know how Steam is going to survive this beef. GOG is out here throwing haymakers, going for the jugular, putting the absolute hurting on Steam. Steam might be the bigger platform now with a larger library of games to choose from, but from what I can tell, GOG actually offers a wider selection of games from the classic era of gaming. A lot of the games on GOG are actually completely delisted on Steam as of now, and it's the only place that you can still find them. Coming from a media preservation standpoint, GOG is the obvious choice here for where you want to spend your money going forward. Steam is currently the biggest PC game platform in the world, so it has a massive impact on the gaming industry. Its use of licenses instead of outright ownership thus means that most PC gamers do not own their favorite titles. Instead, they're just granted the right to use them, but the game developer retains the right to control and do as they please with the game. If a developer takes a title you bought via Steam off the platform, the game will also be removed from your library. Thankfully, Steam does not uninstall a game that is already on your computer. However, it still doesn't sit well with many players that you don't have complete and absolute control over your Steam game library, which contains titles you've already bought. This is honestly one of the most predatory practices of the entire online gaming industry. And when companies began making the switch from physical products to digital products, they did so under the pretense that these products would last forever. They told us that the cost of producing, shipping, and selling physical copies of games was more expensive, and this would make the process easier. But now they're telling us that the games are too expensive to maintain long-term servers for, and they're actively removing titles from people's libraries. I genuinely don't understand how other people, especially other gamers, can defend these practices from the industry. And this is a well-deserved W for GOG, because while Steam has been secretly screwing its customers over in their terms of service, Section 17.3 of GOG's terms and conditions specifically grants users the right to legally continue to use any offline installers they have in the event GOG goes out of business. It's also important to know that multiple members of GOG's staff have affirmed that your license doesn't expire in the event that the cloud version of the game disappears or GOG itself goes away. And as I've said throughout multiple points of this video and others, this is bigger than consumer protections and your personal right to own what you buy. The other side of this coin is about the preservation of digital media, because it doesn't take very much at all for these games to become lost media. And while possessing vague memories in the smoky, nostalgic corridors of your mind is one thing, it's better to have real copies of these games, whether they're physical or digital. To tell you guys the absolute truth, I feel like I've said pretty much everything that can be said on this subject. And like a lot of the other videos that I've made on this subject, I want to leave you with this encouragement to start purchasing DRM-free games and physical copies of your favorite titles. I also want to end this video on a little bit more of a personal note. I have been a gamer my entire life. Some of my earliest memories are from playing Resident Evil on the original PlayStation. And more than I am sad about games slipping into the category of lost media or angry that these companies are lying and cheating their customers out of their hard-earned money, I'm actually just more disappointed that the industry as a whole has moved in this direction. Apart from maybe doing one more video specifically about the licensing issue as a whole, I think I'm pretty much done talking about delistings or DRM issues. At the start of this season, I decided to focus this channel on gaming as a whole, and that's what I'm gonna do. And there's a lot more to it than just the shady practices of the industry. The games that we do have access to still have so much left to offer us as a community, and I want to talk about lore, theories, and more happy news. Whether or not these titles are a permanent fixture in our lives, I think it's important to focus on the fun and excitement that we can draw out of them rather than the negatives surrounding the industry. And with that being said, guys, please do not forget to like and subscribe and let me know what you think down in the comments section below. There are a lot of games left to play and a lot more videos ahead of us on this channel, so as always, thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like, and until next time, love you guys, safe travels.